TikTok is getting banned, or at least that's what the US is trying to do. So the other day, the US House of Representatives approved legislation that could possibly ban TikTok. The bill, which passed on a bipartisan 352 to 65 vote, would require the app to part ways with its Chinese parent company, ByteDance, within 180 days, or face a ban in American app stores. Now, this bill still has some ways to go before it'll actually end up on Biden's desk, where he's said that he is prepared to sign it. Like, dude, come on, we're doing this while women are losing reproductive rights. Gun violence is off the charts. People can't afford rent. Oh, but no, TikTok, that's what we need to worry about. Now, the United States claims that the reason that they want to ban TikTok is because it's a Chinese government and they're getting all of our data. Those evil Chinese people, they're getting all of our data and they're taking it and they're doing God knows what with it because it's the Chinese government and, we can't trust them with anything. But the US government, we can trust them. We can trust them 1010% because they would never do anything bad. They're the good guys, guys. They are the good guys. But that reasoning behind it is obviously bullshit because TikTok takes the same amount of data. They take the same exact stuff from its consumers that every other application in the United States does. For example, Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram. You have things like Snapchat, just the internet in general. And that is because of data brokers. Now, I'm not going to get into exactly what data brokers are. They're just people that collect your data and sell it for money. If you want a more in-depth look into them, I would highly recommend watching John Oliver's video on it. It's really good, very eye-opening and very funny. But I would agree that it's pretty fucked how much data brokers take from you and sell to different companies, corporations, just random dudes. Like, they're selling it to everybody. But they do exist. And I would 100% agree that we need to regulate that we need to get that under control, that we should not be taking all of this data from people. So I would agree that there definitely should be legislation put in place to protect consumers from that sort of thing. But that is not what we're doing with this ban. We're not doing that at all because TikTok is collecting the same amount of data that every other company does. But TikTok is apparently the bad ones because, as I said before, it's Chinese and not American. And that's the bad part. And the problem isn't even that the Chinese government has our data, because they could easily just buy that data from data brokers already. Like, they don't need their own social media site to get this data. They could just ask for it. They could just buy it. It's pretty easy. This bill is not about protecting consumers in any way from the Chinese government. This is quite simply censorship and capitalism. We house a lot of social media sites here in America, but we do not have control over TikTok. The US government is so obviously in the pockets with people like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. We have all of these social media sites that are here in America that we own. This is basically just a threat, I feel like, at this point, saying that we'll ban it if they don't sell it to us. This is one of the many problems with late stage capitalism. Like, bro, you just really got to have this one. You got to have this one, right? There can't be any social media sites that aren't like here in the US. You got to have this one, because obviously TikTok makes a lot of money. It has been the fastest growing social media site with over 1 billion users, which is another reason why I think this bill is pretty crazy, because Americans, we're so fucking cocky. Like, we really think that we can just pressure them into selling to us when we only house 10% of their user base. Like, bro, they're not going to sell to the US when they have over 900 million people in all of these different countries everywhere else. But dude, Americans, we think that we're the most important. We think that we're the best. It's got to be ours. Our 10% really is worth the rest of the 900 million people on the platform. Like, do you honestly think that they're gonna sell? No. And on top of all of this, you're just making people lose jobs. Like the TikTok CEO show says in this TikTok right here,
this bill gives more power to a handful of other social media companies. It will also take billions of dollars out of the pockets of creators and small businesses. It will put more than 300,000 American jobs at risk, and it will take away your TikTok.
300,000 jobs? 300,000 jobs we're just gonna wipe away like that. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Billions of dollars gone. Fuck those people. Fuck those people. Let's leave them jobless. Fuck them. I just love living in a country where we're just ruled by a bunch of dying corpses. I think that's super cool. I think that's cool as fuck. I think we should add more dead people to the people that are, controlling my life. Do we have to go back to the hearing with Show and all of those representatives?
Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi.
If I have TikTok app on my phone and my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, does TikTok access that network?
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet.
Can you tell me right now, can you say with 100% certainty that TikTok does not use the phone's camera to determine whether the content that elicits a pupil dilation should be amplified by the algorithm.
What the fuck? You said today, as you often say, that you live in Singapore. Of what nation are you a citizen?
Singapore.
Are you a citizen of any other nation?
No, Senator.
Have you ever applied for Chinese citizenship?
Senator, I served my nation
I'm
in
asking-
Singapore. No, I did not.
Do you have a Singaporean passport?
Yes, and I served my military for two and a half years in
Do you-
Singapore.
Have you ever been a member of the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, I'm Singaporean. No.
Have you ever been associated or affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
No, Senator. Again, I'm Singaporean.
Bro asked if he was Chinese like 10 times after he said he was Singaporean. But because we're Americans and we see someone that looks a little bit different than us, and the only people we can think of that exist are, oh, the fucking Chinese. That guy must be a Chinese. Fuck, bro. So that's the capitalist part of this. And the other reason that our government wants to take over TikTok is censorship. I think it's pretty apparent, especially right now with the ongoing ethnic cleansing going on in Gaza, that the US government isn't too happy with the information that people are getting from TikTok. They would rather sell you propaganda on their other sites like Meta, where they are intentionally suppressing pro-Palestinian voices, or people that use the hashtag or just speak out against the Israeli apartheid. Obviously, there's more things that they want to censor, but I definitely think that this is a big part of it, especially right now, with the US government having a huge hand in the ongoing genocide in Gaza. Obviously, the government doesn't want to seem like the bad guys to the population, but they are, especially to people under the age of 30. There is a big generational gap when it comes to the opinions on what's going on in Israel and Gaza, and that is highly due to TikTok. With the younger generation using TikTok and social media as an alternate source to regular cable news, and instead listening to independent journalists, whether that be when they write articles, use their voice on TikTok, or just literally on the ground press from Gaza. You can't get much closer to the truth than the people that are actually there. And those are the people that I know I myself have been watching, and much of my generation has been keeping up with as this genocide continues. And obviously you're going to get a much different opinion on what's going on over in Gaza when it comes to the older generation, because they only hear what the US government keeps telling them they should hear, whether that be through CNN, Fox News, all those sites saying the same exact thing.
Generational problem. All the polling I've seen, ADL's polling, ICC's polling, independent polling, suggests this is not a left-right gap, folks. The issue in the United States in support for Israel is not left and right. We really have a TikTok problem, a Gen Z problem, that our community needs to put the same brains that gave us Taglit, the same brains that gave us all these other amazing innovations, need to put our energy toward this, like, fast. Because again, like, we've been chasing this left-right divide. It's the wrong game. The real game is the next generation.
And I think that's definitely a big factor in what's going on here, especially with what's been going on recently. TikTok has made it much easier for independent artists, journalists, reporters, anybody to have their voice heard and to talk and have discussions, and is much more factual than whatever you're hearing on regular cable news, because all of those people have an agenda, and that agenda really isn't necessarily political. Actually, I would say most of it isn't political. It's capitalist. They need money. This is exactly why CNN had Trump on a few months ago. Why is that? Good headlines, good publicity. They get more viewers, they get more money. And that's why stations like CNN, Fox News, ABC News are all huge supporters of Israel and have not looked at all of the atrocities that they've committed, because they have vested interest. If it wasn't for that vested interest, we might actually get some like actual news, actual stuff that's going on, instead of Israeli propaganda while they, you know, shoot off people's kneecaps and slaughter them in the streets and claim that it's Hamas's doing and that we have to keep killing innocent civilians because Hamas is among them. So, and the only way we can do that is if we murder 12,000 kids. But of course, the US will support that because we are colonizers in and of ourselves. If there's anything we love to do, it's taking indigenous people's land and making it our own and making a lot of money off of it. and killing people, which is a heavy reason as to why we love Israel, because that government did the same exact thing. And that is also why that their government right now has a massive disapproval rating among their population, because their population is even much more well aware of just how bad their government is, more than the people over in the US, because Israel needs to keep the propaganda going for the people in the US, so then they keep getting support from our military and our weapons and our money. So we have a spot over there in the Middle East that we can fucking control, but we don't have control over them. Netanyahu said this himself. And then you have the Democratic Party. You have Biden over here wanting to sign the bill. Bro, what the fuck are you doing? Your approval rating is already so fucking low with everybody, but especially with his stance on Israel and Palestine. Younger people do not support Biden, like myself. I think he's a piece of shit. Call me crazy, but I don't think 30,000 people dying and 2 million being displaced is a good thing. If that's such a fucking crazy opinion to have, fucking, I don't know. I guess I'm a crazy guy. I guess I'm a crazy little guy. I should really, get out my American flag, and start advocating for the killing of more brown people, because if there's anything Americans love, it's whenever brown people die. But back to what I was saying. The fact that Biden is saying that he'll sign this bill, you're not getting any votes, bro. Do we remember what happened 2 years ago when there was a massive turnout from Gen Z? We helped stop that red wave everybody was freaking the fuck out about. It just ended up being a little trickle, a red little trickle. And then what the fuck have you done? I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I see a lot of dead people. That's what I see. I see a lot of dead people, and I see you trying to get rid of TikTok. The fuck? Democrats have such a humiliation fetish. I swear to God. You don't see Republicans doing this. You don't see Republicans making their own base upset. You do see Democrats doing that, though, because they don't give a fuck about their base. They couldn't care less about the opinions of the people that vote for them. The only reason that Democrats get elected is because Republicans will say something terrible like, hey, women shouldn't have bodily autonomy. I say fuck women. And then Democrats will go, no, that's bad. That's bad. Don't you be saying that. That's a bad thing for you to say. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You gonna do anything? You gonna, what, come at me, bro, come at me. No, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna stand over here and tell you that what you're doing is bad, because I want people to know that I don't agree with you. I'm not gonna do anything about it, but just know that you're a bad dude. Are you really any worse than me if you're not, standing up for what you believe? Do you actually believe women should have a bodily autonomy? Why didn't you codify Roe v. Wade into law when you had that chance for so many years? Next question, please. Like, bro, I voted for Biden to keep Trump out of office. Did I want to? No. The dude's almost dead. He's a walking corpse. He's fucking evil. That's only becoming more right-wing when he's saying things like this.
An innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal.
And then I voted to keep the red wave from happening. And what did it do? Nothing. I live in Pennsylvania, so I got a really stupid fucking dude that keeps saying that Israel's great and that we should keep killing more people because killing kids is cool. And honestly, I almost wish I had that strength, just to turn off my brain, just to turn the empathy meter down the whole way and be like, you know what? The fact that I'm seeing a child's head get blown up every day since October and then just look away and be like, yeah, let's keep doing it. That's some strength. That's some strength. That's some insane shit. That's some shit that I will never be able to handle. Dude, I see that shit. It fucking haunts me. There's images that I can't get out of my head still. I've seen the most graphic images of dead children over these past few months. And then people like the guy I elected keep telling me, oh no, that's cool. Let's keep doing that. Let's keep killing kids. I love killing kids. Actually, killing kids is my favorite thing. The more kids, the better. Fuck you, bro. But yeah, overall, will this TikTok ban happen? It all depends on if it ends up making its way actually to Biden's desk and if he signs it. And if he does, then yeah, it'll be a TikTok ban because there's no way they're selling it to a company in the US and we'll be out of TikTok. But yeah, that's everything. Thanks for tuning in. More videos to come. I apologize. I haven't been on here for 3 months. My bad. Sorry. I was moving. Life got me caught up. Okay, I got caught up in life. Sue me. Sue me, okay? But I'm back. I'm raring to go, and we're gonna have a hell of a good time. I can't speak, but anyway, goodbye. Love you guys. See ya.
That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.